Interesting. Well, the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, the NLRC, in line with its mandates to generate resources from lottery activities for social development and impact, has partnered with CashToken Rewards Africa. Now, this is to establish the Nigerian National Patronage Cash Reward. It's a strategic move, they say, ultimately designed as a solution by the government to intrinsically boost consumer spending with the Nigerian economy and create a balance between encouraging economic growth through consumer spending and preventing excessive inflation that could erode purchasing power. And that's what we will be discussing now. We have joining us in our Abuja studio, beginning here in the studio that is here in Lagos, the CEO of CashToken Rewards Africa, Chief Lai Labode. It's good to have you join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good morning.
We also have joining us from our Abuja studio the DG of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Mr. Lanre Gbajabiamila. Thank you very much for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
All right, we'll put you on hold, Mr. Gbajabiamila. Let's begin in the studio with Chief Lai Labode. Tell us about this initiative. It's called the the NNPCR. You know, how much of a benefit will it be for the everyday Nigerian?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say that the first thing is that the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, looking at the situation of Nigeria, decided to do a little research to see what other things can be done to actually support this government. And they thought that what had happened with one of its operators for 5 years, which is CashToken Rewards Africa, would be a great way to start, which is that as long as a Nigerian can make a purchase, there should be a reward for that purchase. Okay. And that reward is what is called the national reward. Now, what that means is that the business that has given you that reward, that's a Nigerian business, for example, let me use Glo or MTN and the likes, because you have patronized them, you have helped the economy grow. It is that we are able to touch the life of every Nigerian, because whether you are rich or poor, you must make a purchase. So the aim basically is to help to boost the economy, help to do what is called wealth redistribution. Because every week you get instant cash in your wallet when you make a purchase, until you get a ticket into a weekly national consumer draw that gives you a chance to win between 5,000 and 100 million. This money goes back directly to the people. It is estimated that between 2.6 and 5.2 trillion can go directly back to Nigerians to redistribute wealth. And what a time. Times are really difficult. And we think that this is the biggest thing that is about to happen in the country at this time. Because every Nigerian must purchase. And as long as you can buy, you can get a national reward for it.
So this national reward, it's for me, quite a creative concept. But what inspired this partnership with the federal government through the National Lottery Regulatory Commission?
Okay, so let me put it this way. I think the first thing is that for any government that wants to get the best of its people, it must look to the entrepreneurs within the economy. And of course, the entrepreneurs are the true heroes of the economy. What they have done is to look at what is really working in the private sector and how can the government partner with the private sector to deliver something really powerful to Nigerians. That is the foundation. So for us to have paid about 20 billion already to Nigerians under this program in the private sector, the government thought it was important for us to partner and deliver something more powerful. And it is quite instructive that what has also happened is that NLRC has been very careful in the planning to ensure that all Nigerians can benefit. It's not for big men. It is for all Nigerians, especially Mekunus. And we're also excited to say that in the last
being
Mekunus, the ordinary Nigerian who can buy. So you see a person who bought airtime from Glo or for airtime from MTN, winning 10 million, they're starting new businesses, they're creating jobs, they're getting out of shame.
So it's any purchase, it's any product.
So the design, in the private sector, we had about 200 businesses that were partnered with us. But under this program, it is designed for all businesses. Whether you're buying petrol, you're buying food, you're making calls, you're doing all of those things that we will do every day. Buying groceries, this will reach you. And one of the other big things that NLRC is also doing is working with the FIRS. I'm sure Mr. Gbajabiamila will speak about that. FIRS, the Ministry of Finance, to ensure that these can also become an reliable expense for businesses. So it's also business friendly. So while NLRC can boost its revenue, the main focus is how do we redistribute wealth? How do we ensure that the benefit of this government can get to everyone?
So what I'm thinking about before we go to the DG himself, I checked my account balance. I have not seen. I have been purchasing. Bought fuel yesterday. So it doesn't go to everybody. Have you gotten anyone, Kemi?
That is why we are here today.
So.
This is the build-up to the national reward, okay. And we must really commend what's really going on. It's a chance for Nigeria to actually give a fresh start to a whole lot of people. A 2.6 to 5.2 trillion naira to Nigerians without having to borrow. I think we think it's genius for the NLRC and this government.
All right, Chief. Let's put you on hold. Thank you very much, Mr. Gbajabiamila, Miller, for hanging on. But let's bring you in now, especially in your role as the DG of the NLRC. Tell us more about what government is bringing on board into this initiative. What is your role, basically? And then there's also the talk about your collaboration with other MDAs, with other agencies of government. Tell us some more in this regard.
Yes, thank you very much, and good morning once again. Basically, when CashToken Africa approached us, it was just for us to look at the scheme, the modalities of this CashToken Reward program, and the law that sets up the National Lottery Regulatory Commission in 2005 under Section 54 states that every game of chance, every reward programs, anywhere that involves there's a reward, there's an opportunity to win something. It comes under our mandate to actually collaborate or license or give permits to operators that have the intent to do such programs or such operations. So when CashToken Africa did approach us and we looked at this, it took us some time to actually study this, because we had to take our own time to make sure that this is something that it's doable and it's very transparent. So there was it was a no-brainer for us at the end of the day. After going through it, understanding what it's all about, and we felt that it was it's something that Nigeria would need. We felt that it's something that will be part of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agenda in the 8-point agenda in terms of employment, in terms of revenue. So there was so much that we saw, so much quality rewards. I won't say reward, but the program entails a lot of qualitative analysis that we saw, and we felt that we needed to have this on board. And we studied it, we looked at it, and this is a win-win situation for everybody. If you look at it, we all purchase different things in the marketplace, in the supermarkets, and the airline industry. So for every purchase of a consumer product that you get, that means you have an opportunity. There is that opportunity for you to actually get a reward out of that, and it helps in the generation of revenue. It helps in, like I said, in employment as well, and it boosts the economy of the country. And it cannot come in at a better time, considering the situation of Nigeria right now, whereby we're going through, a rebirth, like the president says, a rebirth of a new Nigeria. So it's a painstaking period now, but this program comes at the right time for the Nigerian people. And we, as regulator of the industry, we felt that we needed also to collaborate with our sister agency, like the FRS, in terms of the tax allowable for all the businesses in Nigeria. And also, obviously, we had to also work with our Ministry of Finance, you know, so that we can make sure that everybody is on board and everybody understands what we're trying to do here, and see that every loopholes are blocked and the transparency is there, and most important, the accountability of the program.
So as a member of government, how far-reaching do you see this project?
Can you come again, please?
As a member of the government, how far-reaching do you see this project, looking at the impact of this on the people?
It's like I said, it's a very far-reaching program that touches everybody across board, you know, from the low income earners to the high middle income earners to the high income earners, and it's something that we all do every day. You know, we purchase things, we purchase airtime, we go to the supermarket, we buy a lot of things that, you know, we don't even anticipate of getting any reward for it, or any kind of payback, or for doing something that you ought to do anyway, that you need to do. So it's a very, very far-reaching, and this program, you know, I believe is a legacy program that would outlive all of us here present today. So it's a very far-reaching program, and the NLRC is very happy to be part of this, and Nigerians will see that this is a program that ought to have been in place some years back.
So how can Nigerians participate? Is there an app to download, or is there a code to use? How can we participate?
Yeah, I think that's more of the operational aspects of Mr. Lai.
Yes. Right.
We'll be able to take that. But basically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gbajabiamila. Let's put you on hold. We'll come back to you to push some more questions across. But Theophilus was asking about, and let me add, has it launched? Because, of course, he raised a crucial question earlier about, okay, so when do we get to see the crucial credit alerts on our phone? So let's speak. Did you get the question?
Sure, get it.
Yeah, right.
So first of all, the strategy is that every Nigerian will now carry one national reward wallet, and it's a cash wallet. Nigerians love cash. We really love cash. It means that you have one reward wallet for all businesses. So you are buying petrol, you're getting reward into the same wallet, it's cash. You're buying groceries, you're getting reward into the same wallet. You're buying airtime, whatever you're doing, it's one wallet. Now, all you need to do as a Nigerian is to have a phone number. Remember, and NLRC was quite, they were very big on this. As long as you have a line, it means that you have a NIN. Mm-hmm. It means that we know who you are. So there's no other question for you. It is that, where's your phone number? So you are buying groceries. The only thing they're asking you for you to get your national reward is your phone number. Your qualification is that you are buying Nigerian, which is also local content. So you buy Nigerian, provide your number, you are in. So there's no special registration. Nigerians don't need to go crazy. Provide your number, and that's it. And for calling time, for airtime, that's even easier, because as long as you're buying your airtime, each business sets a threshold.
Okay.
So, for example, Mr. DME spends 1,000 naira weekly buying airtime. The Glo or MTN has said, if you spend 1,100, 1,200, I'll give you a national reward, because it's designed to also grow the economy. They want to spend more, so you're also giving a lot of power to consumers, because those who are winning 100 million every week, 50 million, 10 million, and all of that, they actually push the money back to the economy. But there are two sides to this. When you get one national reward, instantly there's guaranteed instant cash, which goes into your wallet. Excuse me. And two, you also get your ticket into the national consumer draw. You don't need to gamble. This is not about gambling. It's about buying Nigerian to get into the draw. And that's quite instructive, because we had a lot when we were doing the reviews in the north. People had spoken about Muslims and all of us, some Christians who don't want to gamble. Right. And they were quite excited to see that, wait a minute, I don't need to gamble. All I need to do is to make a purchase, and I get a reward. So we find it quite interesting.
What's the percentage of the reward? For instance, I go to the fuel station, I buy maybe a fill-up tank of about 40,000 or 50.
Okay.
And I go to the grocery store.
Yes.
I buy groceries, provisions, and all of that.
That's a good question. Let me put it this way. Because the aim of government is also to boost the economy.
Right.
is that each business has their own margins. So, for example, when a business says you must spend up to 1,000 naira with me, and that business will say you must spend up to 5,000 naira with me, and that business says you must spend up to 10,000 naira with me, each business has their own margins. So they determine the threshold that you have to meet. Okay. It is designed in such a way that, and that's what Mr. Agbajabela was talking about earlier, with the work with the NLRC and FRS is that anytime a business spends money buying the national reward to give their customer, they are also able to take it back from their taxes, which is why it is an allowable expense. Okay. It basically makes businesses agents of government. So when you come to a business, you are expecting the national reward. Now the business has given you, business has made more sales, government can get more taxes. We can also expand the tax net, which is also a major one for FRS. Now when you have received this, you have received your reward, the money has gone into your wallet. And the good design is that you don't need to go and beg anybody to get your money. You can take your money right from your phone, dialing a code. The national reward code is *6700#. As simple as that. So already, because we have done it for 5 years, it's like doing a pilot for 5 years. It already works. So we have millions of Nigerians who have benefited. Oh. There are loads of them. Currently, we're working on a documentary, which you're going to see, of course, on your station, on CNN and the like, so that Africans can also see what Nigeria is doing. It is called a socially smart business model, which is the marriage of successful enterprises within an economy and social development. And it's not dependent on charity. That's why Mr. Agbajabela always emphasized continuity. How do we sustain? So that's why it is built around businesses. So businesses that give you, they are selling, is from what they have earned, they are buying to give you the national reward, and at the end of the year, they can take it from their taxes.
But the takeaway for me is, it appears to be a challenge, though, and that's what I wanted to address. The fact that you will be delaying. First, you had a 5-year pilot stage, and now you are going bigger and on a national scale. But we're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of Nigerians. Absolutely. We're also talking about, if not more than that, of businesses. Absolutely. So how do you keep track? Really. Thank
you very much. First of all, there's technology. But part of what we have done is also to think about those who do not have the technology. Let me talk about an Iyasilifa who has a booker in Okeari Market.
Is she covered?
Yes, she's covered because she doesn't need to have done any big integration. We have the National Reward scratch cards that she can give a customer who has patronized her. The customer will just, like you're loading airtime, you can just scratch the card and load it like airtime. You receive your instant cash in your wallet, and of course, you also get your ticket into the national draw. We have been able to break it down that way. Any business in Nigeria, under the national reward, you can start a reward program in 5 minutes electronically using USSD or using the physical card. The big businesses, of course, the MTNs, the Glos, the Airtels, the groceries, the filling stations that you mentioned earlier, those ones can do integrations. But anybody that cannot do any big technology thing, we have also provided for them. So it covers the entire economy. The Nigerian economy is about $500 billion. So I want you to imagine the kind of money we're talking about without having to borrow. That through this program, we can push back to Nigeria about 5.6 trillion, and we think that is quite instructive without having to borrow.
So we see a situation where Nigerians abroad buy things from Nigeria. Can they benefit as well?
Oh, yes, yes. As long as you're buying in this economy and impacting this economy. That's why, when the president says that, of course, we're going through the birth pains of a new Nigeria, anywhere as long as you're buying from this economy, you will get the national reward.
All right, let's come back to the DG, Mr. Lanre Gbajabiamila. Now, Chief Lai here said something about, your agency being big on sustainability, and that's what we want you to address now. How do you think this program, can go beyond now? It looks promising, but what's the sustainability plan?
Okay, for us as regulators, we had set up a good guidelines whereby we feel and we know that with these guidelines, definitely we'll be able to sustain this, in a very, very long run. And we're also doing this, with like Lai had said, the agents for this program are the businesses. Yeah, so it helps government to have this reward being spread out across all consumer sectors, be it aviation, be it fast food, be it whatever is consumable, wherever consumers like to purchase, or wherever we're purchasing. So we've set up those guidelines, and we're working as well with with FRS and the Ministry of Finance as well. So we're not doing this in isolation, even though we're the regulator of what this cash reward program is all about. But to sustain it is the key, and that was a very worrisome for us at the beginning. But with the way we've set it up, with the guidelines, with the operational model that CashToken Africa has also brought into play, we feel this will outlive us, and this will also capture a lot of other businesses that are starting, to be part of the tax net for government. And this, in addition, the more we have all this in the cash net, you know what that means for the revenue of the country. But let me go back to I like every opportunity I have to make a correction in terms of our mandate. I heard Mr. Lai mentioning gambling. I need to make that correction. I think this is like more of an entertainment. I don't call lottery. I don't see lottery as gambling. I think it's a deterrent for most people. But if you use it's an entertainment, because part of what we're doing here is it's a win-win situation. If you play, you get a reward, you get something back, and if you don't get anything back, you're still contributing to the revenue, to good causes. What do I mean by good causes? Because our lottery operators, our sports betting operators, our promotional operators are also part and parcel of this. So when a player plays and consumer purchases anything, you're contributing to good causes, and those funds are used for certain social economic sectors, like probably education, health, infrastructure, and so many other places that Mr. President might want us to divert those funds at. So it's a win-win situation. It's not gambling, and it's to me it's entertainment. I just thought I would chip that in.
Okay, so let me come to Chief Lai. For me as a layman, how do I latch on to this?
Okay, thank you very much. The first thing is for you to buy Nigerian. That's the first thing. 2, you need to have a phone number, and as long as you're buying from a Nigerian business and you are providing your phone number anywhere, it's either happening electronically or they're giving you the National Rewards scratch card that you can load. But first of all, to participate, you have to buy Nigerian, and of course, you have to provide your phone number.
And the availability of the scratch card that you've been talking about, where? As in it's everywhere?
Okay, so it's part of job creation, because if you look at the strategy that we agreed with the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, this can potentially create about 500,000 jobs. So you're going to have agents. So the Yasilifa, for example, who is very busy selling her food, she doesn't want to be going all around the place. So you have the young boys around the place who are carrying the scratch cards. We have already built them into the model. So he's the one delivering for her. He makes a little bit of margin. She buys it, offers it to a customer who has actually patronized her. And so the cycle actually goes that way. Part of what we've also done is to track the past winners. What exactly are they doing with money? We have seen people, there's a particular woman in the Shagamu market. She's a very popular woman now. She won 10 million naira. We saw her expand her market. We saw her pay fees for her children. We saw her get out of shame for the family. And we also noticed what the people around started to do. They discovered that, wait a minute, if we're able to get these kind of things and going around the country, it means that our businesses are now partners. It's called a new tripod relationship between government, businesses, and the people. And we think that is unprecedented. It's the first time anywhere in Africa, or perhaps anywhere in the world, where a country will have a national reward for its residents, and we must give a lot of credit to this administration.
Let's quickly come back to Mr. Gbajabiamila in Abuja. So, as a regulator, what gray areas? Of course, you've given a dichotomy now: gambling, entertainment. You've stated the position. But as a regulator of this kind of initiative, what gray areas are you looking at and hoping to, address?
Well, the gray areas that I'll say I don't see any gray areas, but you know, you can never say have anything 100%. The one way go be monitoring as a regulator is to make sure that the rewards are actually rewarded to the participants, because that's where the integrity of the program comes to play, and also affects the industry as a whole. So the transparency, you know, it has been put in place, you know, but the accountability is what I might consider as a gray area when the consumer, because we have to protect the consumer as well, and make sure that whatever is supposed to go to the consumer, the reward is given to them. So that's the only gray area that that I can think of right now. But other than that, I think we have everything in place to have this program a successful one.
All right, a fine place to rest our conversation on this subject. We thank you very much, the Director General of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Mr. Lanric Bajabiamila, who joined us from our Abuja studio. And here in Lagos, CEO CashToken CashToken Rewards Africa, Chief Laila Rode. Thank you very much for speaking with us. And all right, we hope that Nigerians are excited and that it's mutually beneficial for government, businesses, and for the ordinary Nigerians. Thanks again, gentlemen. Still ahead on TVC.